Hey everybody, how's it going? So as you can see here, got ran out of work today, so I decided to take a trip to the post office. I know I usually only go on Fridays, and I actually went last Friday and I didn't have anything, but went today just for laughs, and I got something. You guys may recognize the name because it's the only person I've gotten a letter from yet. It's Matthew Lynch, so let's check it out. If anybody wanted to send me a knife or something to open these letters up, that would be really cool. Just kidding. Always gotta hunt up something though. Alright, so this time I got an Easter Bunny one, and he did some drawing on it and everything, and I assume that he's a Chevrolet fan because it says bow tie, they're indestructible, they never break. And he's got a little bow tie there. He drew on the little rabbit's face. He said that I'm a mystery man because I don't tell anybody my name, and some people on here do know my name. Most of you do not, and I'm probably going to keep it that way. I'm sure somebody will give it out soon enough. So, alright. He said that he would keep the truck the same color. We're talking about the 82 K10, and I agree. I plan on keeping the same color mostly because I don't want to have to paint the door jambs and everything. So if I stay around the same color, I won't have to do that. I may go back to the two-tone, the white up top, the red on the bottom. All depends on what I can find. If I do, it's not going to be no special paint job. I'll probably use International Red and International White from the Tractor Supply right down the street. So just use some industrial, equipment paint, and that'll do the job for me. He goes to say that small block's the way to go, and I like small blocks. I like small block Chevrolets. Fords and Dodge, they all have a good motor. They all have their good motors. So the small block 350 is probably the most common used motor, in history, and now the LS series is now becoming the most common used motor. So it's mostly just the simplicity, when it comes to the simplicity of wiring it up, or back in the day just hooking it up, and the interchangeability and stuff. They're just a lot more common. The parts are a lot cheaper, and I think that's a lot of the reason why the small blocks and everything, Chevrolet particularly, became such a icon and such a engine that's so easy to do swaps in Mustangs and everything else. So there's a lot of aftermarket parts to swap it in and everything, and I think that's why. Then he says get one of those K10 filters. I'm gonna do something of that sort. I had one of those chrome Edelbrock filters, but I had donated it to the last rat rod build on the Jeep, so I will have to hunt something up. And also headers, and I will have some headers on it. The headers I have did come off of a K10, or yeah, I believe it was a K10, and clearance should not be an issue, being that it's lifted and everything. It did come off a K10, so I should have all the clearance and everything else, so that'll be good. He also says to tell my dad, my son, and my girlfriend, hey. So, hey guys, from Matthew Lynch. Appreciate it, buddy. In addition, on there, at the very end, he said something about, am I going to make possum pie? And if any of you guys know what I'm talking about, a couple weeks ago, I had a video, and in the video I talked about how me and my girlfriend had spotted a dead possum, and she wanted to check it out, the pouch and everything, to see if it had any babies, and sure enough, it did. So it had 2 babies that she took in, and she took care of them all she could and everything, and she actually got them going pretty good, and she gave them to a wildlife conservation person, and as far as we know, they've been taken care of and released back into the wild. I don't know if it's been long enough yet, but once they get a certain age, that's what they'll do. So yeah, seems like it worked out pretty good. Alright everybody, so the mail time video that you saw before this was on Monday. This is now Saturday. I did some video in between during the week, but when I went to put my memory card in the computer, none of the video showed up. So I don't know what happened there. What happens sometimes. I'm going to use this one particular memory card that's never actually messed up on me now. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, we had a lot of rain beginning of the week, and I went on Monday to the post office like that because I had gotten rain out, and it stayed wet the next day as well. Tuesday and Wednesday it was still kind of wet, so now everything's dried up and everything. I had made video like I said, but oh well. So part of the video I had was my dad actually helping me, helping move up and down and getting the motor where I needed it, obviously with this bar here too. And I got the motor mount bolts through and where they need to be. So the motor mount bolts are in, we're good to go there. So just because it was easy and I saw it there, OCD, I kind of decided going to put the shifter linkage on and everything, even though it's not where it needs to be yet. So all now we got to do is, got the motor mount bolts in, I need to get this back end of the transmission up so I can get the cross member in here, and then it'll be all supported on its own. I can take that jack stand out and everything, and it'll be ready to get the transfer case over here. Now before I get to there, I need to either find me a gasket or get me some gasket material and make me a gasket to go between this transmission and the transfer case. Now once I get that and everything, I'll look online and see how much they are. I don't think they're very much. Once I get that on there though, I can get the transfer case up. I'll probably use the airbag jack that we have. You know, it's got a lot of surface area, so you know, get it on there and I can move it around a lot because that transfer case is not light at all. So we'll do that, and we can get the rear drive shaft in. I'm going to leave that front drive shaft out because, as most of you know, this is going to be an all-time four-wheel drive truck, and I want to be able to do a burnout if the truck will do it. So we'll do that, have a little bit of fun, and then we'll get the truck back over here, get the front drive shaft in and everything when that comes time. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do about my linkage yet because I don't remember how much different the linkage is, but there's good chance that there's gonna be a big difference in my linkage, given that the last one was a 208 and we're putting a 203 in it. So I may just change this linkage system, my shifter and everything out with the one that's in the 77 and not have to worry about it. So there you are, guys. Never got around to getting my transmission lines undone either, so probably should have did that, but I was too excited about getting the motor transmission in that day. So we'll get them taken off and I'll run some new lines. That's pretty much it, guys. Have not gotten a carburetor yet, so I've talked to a couple people about it, and I have a lot of people ask me in my comments what the address is. So I'll put the address right here so you can see it right there. Also, the address is always going to be in the description below the video, so if you ever want to send anything you need or send me a letter or anything so you can get a shout out and everything, talk about it on the camera like I did at the beginning of this video, that would be awesome. But I wanted to take this time to show you guys, I got a rental, so my truck is going to go get fixed. They're going to put two new doors on the side, and they're going to do all the body work, you know, on the front fender and the bed and everything. So I'm glad that's going to get fixed and everything. So they put me in a F-150. This is a 2017. It had 900 miles when they gave it to me. So I have this until the 5th. I took my Silverado to the body shop on the 27th, so they're gonna do it pretty quick. They ain't taking their time or nothing, so that's a good thing. Until then, my insurance company pays for me to drive this. This has got the 3.5 EcoBoost. If y'all don't know what that is, it's a V6 twin turbo engine. It makes actually quite a bit of power. It's a pretty strong truck, I'm not gonna lie. And it has a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, one thing I already knew about this is the 10-speed transmission that they have is actually co-developed between Chevrolet and Ford. You can find it in the F-150s, and you can find the 10-speed in the ZL1 Camaro as well. Pretty neat. Pretty bright color too. Not bad to drive. I'd much rather be driving my Silverado because it's mine and everything, but not a bad truck. I hope you guys can see this. All right. He knows everything. Tells me what to do. Strap you in. Ready to go? I thought that was cute. What's gotta happen first? There you go. Got my feet wet.